Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. The Honorable Professor Dato Dr. Rizal Wahidin, Vice Chancellor, Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia. The Honorable Dr. Sus Musin, President, Cambodian Muslim Student Association. The Honorable Professor Dr. Muhammad Radhi Ibrahim, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International. The Honorable Professor Ham Karim, Vice President, Cambodian Muslim Student Association. The Honorable Professor Dr. Muhammad Yahya Muhammad Arifin, Assistant Vice Chancellor, Strategic Planning and Internationalization. His Excellency Mr. Aldin Hussaini Muhammad Hashim, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary Embassy of Malaysia, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. His Excellency San Sab E, Vice President of CAMSA, Executive Member of UYFC, Secretary of State, Ministry of Health. Yes, His Excellency Mr. Man Sokri, Vice President of CAMSA, Executive Member of UYFC, Secretary of State, Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fishery. His Excellency Dr. Peace Muslim, Vice President of CAMSA under Secretary of State, Ministry of Health. Associate Professor Dr. Nur Khamimi Zainuddin, Director, Center for Marketing and Student Admission, Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia. Mr. Sos Fazi, Secretary General of CAMSA under Secretary of State, Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports, and all representatives from CAMSA, Honorable Professor Emeritus, Professors, Deans, Head of Departments, fellow students, fellow staff and students. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Memorandum of Understanding signing session between Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia and Cambodian Muslim Student Association. We are delighted to announce that this ceremony can also be watched live via Facebook USIM Official. To begin this ceremony with a blessing from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, I would like to invite Ustaz Muhammad Farid Ishaq to recite the dua. فَلْيَتَفَضَّلْ مَشْكُورًا.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, give us your blessing upon our gathering today in the signing ceremony, Memorandum of Understanding, USIM and Cambodian Muslim Student Association. From the moment it starts to the end, we humbly pray to you, Allah, the Almighty, to increase our knowledge and let this knowledge serve your cause in a way that you accept and let it benefit humanity. Therefore, we humbly ask from you to put nothing in this program, but all the goodness and blessing, and a very pleasant and productive one and memorable stay in our beloved university. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqna min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'al fina wa la minna shaqiyyan wa la mahruma. اللهم اجعل خير أعمالنا آخره وخير أعمالنا خواتمه وخير أيامنا يوم نلقاك فيه. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا خلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. اللهم إنا أعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن سيء الأسقام. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, Amin, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Thank you, Ustaz Muhammad Farid, for the recitation of dua. Ladies and gentlemen, we will proceed this ceremony with a welcoming speech by the Honorable Vice Chancellor. I would like to invite the Honorable Professor Dr. Muhammad Rizal Wahidin to deliver his welcoming remarks. Please welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Sophia, our MC for today's event. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Salam integrasi ilmu nakli dan ilmu akli to our Cambodian colleagues. Jum Riap Soa. The Honorable Dr. Sos Musin, President Cambodian Muslim Student Association, Honorable Professor Dr. Muhammad Radi Ibrahim, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic International Affairs, USIM, the Honorable Professor Ham Karim, Vice President, Cambodian Muslim Student Association, the Honorable Professor Dr. Muhammad Yahya Muhammad Arifin, Assistant Vice Chancellor, Strategic Planning and Internationalization, USIM, His Excellency Mr. Aldin Hussaini Muhammad Hashim, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary, Embassy of Malaysia, Phnom Penh, Cambodia, His Excellency San Sabi, Vice President of CAMSA, Executive Member of UYFC, Secretary of State, Ministry of Health, His Excellency Mr. Man Sukri, Vice President of CAMSA, Executive Member of UYFC, Secretary of State, Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fishery, His Excellency Dr. Pias Muslim, Vice President of CAMSA, Under Secretary of State, Ministry of Health, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hamimi Zainuddin, Director, Center for Marketing and Student Admission, USIM, Mr. Sos Fazi, Secretary General of CAMSA, and Under Secretary of State, Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, all representatives from CAMSA, Honorable Professor Emeritus, Professors, Deans, Head of Departments, fellow staff, and students. Alhamdulillah, we are able to meet, although it's online or virtual. Today, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The signing ceremony, which is very important here, the Memorandum of Understanding between USIM and the Cambodian Muslim Student Association, CAMSA. This marks a historic milestone in the bilateral relations of Malaysia and Cambodia, particularly in higher education, where USIM strives to share with Muslim communities our unique model of the integration of religious sciences together with the social and physical sciences in all our programs. USIM is committed to its mission to produce competent intellectuals, leaders, and professionals based on the Muslim intellectual traditions, noble values of religion and culture for the universal good. I am deeply honored that the Cambodian Muslim Student Association, CAMSA, has chosen to collaborate with USIM as a strategic partner to introduce USIM to prospective students in Cambodia. As fellow Muslims, I believe that the Muslim community in Cambodia has their own vision to improve the quality of education and to develop holistic and competent individuals who are able to spearhead the quest for the betterment of the Ummah. It is our firm belief that USIM will be able to play a part in this very important agenda by providing the foundation for the future leaders of the Muslim community in Cambodia through the integration of Nakli and Akli knowledge. This shared vision will further strengthen the partnership between these two entities, thus allow me to express my appreciation to the Honorable Dr. Sos Musin, President of the Cambodian Muslim Student Association, CAMSA. USIM is currently home to around 13,000 students, including 10,000 to 627 undergraduates, 1,559 graduate students, and 991 foundation students. We are also proud to host a total of 775 international students, and this number is expected to increase through various initiatives, including better accommodation and teaching and learning facilities. This effort is in line with USIM's annual target for 2021, which set 9 criteria based on the theme, Discipline Muslim Prosumers. Prosumers here is a combination of the word producer and consumer. Especially those coming from developing countries and Muslim countries, we tend to be the users of technology, for example, which means we are consumers of technology. But the time has come to the advent of the internet, such technologies such as the 3D printer, that Muslims and those from the developing countries will be able to leverage on the IT technology to become also producers. hence the word prosumer, a combination of consumer and producer. One of the annual targets is to increase promotional efforts and improve international students' enrollment. The collaboration with CAMSA is very timely, as not only USIM will welcome more Cambodian students in its fraternity, but we will also have more opportunities for intercultural understanding, thus promoting internationalization at both countries, inshallah. USIM is currently working to mobilize and activate cooperation with many international parties, especially for the purpose of training, research, and sharing of expertise. It is our firm belief that the agenda to improve the Ummah requires a concerted effort and that no one country can survive on its own. Knowledge, skills, and values based on the Holy Quran and Sunnah must be shared to the optimal level in the context of higher education. I sincerely hope that the collaboration with CAMSA can help to increase USIM's visibility at the international level through academic activities, marketing programs, research collaborations, and various programs that will be beneficial to both institutions. The MoU between USIM and CAMSA encompasses the exchange of staff and students for training and educational purposes, co-organization and joint activities of education and training, cooperation and implementation of industrial training for USIM students in Cambodia and vice versa, as well as cooperation of volunteer activities with the Muslim community in Cambodia. It is our sincere hope that the activities plan can be implemented for the benefit of both organizations and for the community. Once again, I would like to thank CAMSA for agreeing to sign the MoU with USIM, and I'm positive that this collaboration will be impactful in the development of knowledge and the sharing of expertise for the sake of the Ummah. On that note, I would like to end my speech with Wabillahi tawfiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato, for the speech given. Ladies and gentlemen, next is the speech by the CAMSA President. Without further ado, I would like to invite the Honorable Dr. Mohsin to deliver his speech. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu nabiyyina Muhammadan asrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Yang terhormat Profesor Datuk Dr. Muhammad Rizda Wahidin, Vice Chancellor of University of Sains, Malaysia. Yang berhormat Datuk Muhammad Haidun Rosali, Registrar. Yang berhormat the Honorable Professor Dr. Muhammad Rizdi Ibrahim, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International. And the Honorable Professor Dr. Head of the Department and other seniors from the University. My colleagues, Excellency Dr. San Sapi, Secretary of State, Ministry of Health, the Vice President of CAMSA, and Executive Committee member of Union of Youth Federation of Cambodia, Excellency Man Sukri, the Vice President of CAMSA and Secretary of State, Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery and Fishermen, and Executive Committee of USIM, Excellency Dr. Post Muslim, the Vice President and Under Secretary of State, Ministry of Health, Honorable Professor Mr. Ham Karim, Vice President of Cambodian Muslim Student Association, and also the lecturer of the Royal University of Phnom Penh, Cambodia, Excellency Mr. Sofazi, the Secretary General of CAMSA and Deputy Secretary General, Under Secretary of State Ministry of Youth and Sport, and our colleagues. Alhamdulillah, today I'm very proud and very pleased to be here with my colleagues and team and with our partners from University, Sains Malaysia, called USIM. And sorry, I forget to call the honorable from Malaysian Embassy to Kingdom of Cambodia. Just I don't mention the name. And as Professor Dr. just mentioned clearly about the aim of the MoU, Memorandum of Understanding between Cambodian Muslim Student Association of Cambodia and the University, Sains, Malaysia, in order to work closely to both party in order to strengthen and enhancing cooperation between Cambodian Muslim Association and the University, Sains, Malaysia. As mentioned clearly in the MoU, that the area of cooperation is to exchange our student, number one. Number two is joint workshop and training program for lecturer and student. And third, joint research and development project. Fourth, joint marketing and cooperation promoting activity. Fifth, cooperation in the implementation of student internship and study abroad. Sixth, humanitarian activity in Muslim community. And seventh, any other cooperation that will be mutually identified and agreed by both parties at a later stage. So other cooperation also will continue, that we are not declare more, but I hope that the many other important work exchange together as we are as the like a brother called Malaysia and Cambodia as a brother. So as you know that in the past and the present and continue, we are as the next door each other. So any activity also learn each other, as well as Cambodia and Cambodian Muslim community. We get a lot of helping support and as well as to develop our poorest community in the previous year and the present time, including the education, both science and Sharia religion. So other many hundreds of Cambodian Muslim students get a scholarship and support from Malaysia, is in general, and particularly from university. So that I have recorded study there, and they are graduate and come back to work to develop our community as well as the country. So in this context of the COVID-19 pandemic, we are all human being in the world is affected by this pandemic, but we as both any our leader, the government, and all the concerns has worked hard try to fighting this pandemic, and by using many mechanism as well as the vaccinate is very important, and also the guideline by the WHO World Health Organization as well, that is success, especially our country also at the present time. That's why our government has also tried to reopen the school, including the university and high school as well, in the public and the private. So this is opportunity that our here as many students and also organization also very close and work related in this of the subject as well, that we can continue some activity in the university as well. Our vice president also here is also professor, the lecturer at the university, that continue this MoU, and as we assign him for any involves responsibility on of the CAMSA. And yes, we are as the leader, we full responsibility, but our vice president will work this his duty as well. So, and we are not news that know each other. In many times, I think it's not one time that university has sent the team, the delegate to Cambodia as well, in field of the community serving an activity that provide a lot of humanitarian and to the needy people as well, non-Muslim and including the health improvements, health sector as well, and other visited to the university, including our what call it, the female dormitories in Phnom Penh, that we have more than hundreds of the university student Muslim female stay there and study different university. So I hope that through this MoU, our the both party, we call it the CAMSA and the USIM, will work in closely and enhancing, as I recently mentioned, that we it's not the new, but we work in the past, and that's but only during the pandemic couple years, and we any country try to protect their own, but now they are try to reopen the door, the country of the Cambodia also, and this year, inshallah, coming this year also, to welcome the tourism, maybe who have the vaccinate or as well to come, not only the tourism but also maybe other work camp. So I hope that we will also meet physical meeting or sometime and try to follow which subject that will be will start first and easily to work as well, as like online or introduce a student to know each other or whatever. This is also one of the exchange of the student as well, and the subject also like a professor from CAMSA, representative from CAMSA and professor from the university, can follow up, have conducted the meeting between both and join different subject as well. This is also that I just for example, but so many things that we can work as well. So the mention the has writing already in the MoU, but I just only some note that which important that I can mention more in this, but everything is in our hand already in the paper and document that we will sign soon after this. So I hope this MoU will bring benefit for each other, especially for the student, for the for researcher or for any other skill that can get from this MoU as well. So I wish all of you boss, especially the leader, management team leader of the USIM, as the professor here, the top professor, and also the staff and our team, our deputy and colleague, and our representative also for work as a representative of both parties in to put the benefit for each other. But we are also just mention again that as you know that we are Muslim community here still need more support and more having more learning from Malaysia as well USIM that can share and can any of support. That means you can as you have been work in the past as well. We hope this will continue in success and smoothly, and I hope Allah will protect us all, Cambodian people, Cambodian and Malaysian people, as well as our Muslim brother and sister. So I'm finally saying again to the organizer, the arrangement team for preparing this, especially both sides who are very work hard to bring and finalize of this important, this meaningful of the memorandum of understanding between the University, Sains, Islam Malaysia, USIM, and Cambodian Muslim Development Association of the Kingdom of Cambodia. I wish you and we pray and make dua for each other, and may Allah bless us and protect us and give us the easy way and for doing this with the deed of Islam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm to end our speak and with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Mohsin, for the remarkable and enlightening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now about to witness the signing session of Memorandum of Understanding between Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia and Cambodian Muslim Student Association. Without further ado, I would like to invite both the Honorable Professor Dr. Muhammad Rizal Wahidin, Vice Chancellor, Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia, and the Honorable Dr. Sus Mohsin, President, Cambodian Muslim Student Association, CAMSA, to proceed with the signing session and followed with the montage presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our ceremony. But before we leave, there is a photography session. Everyone is requested to switch on the camera.
Okay, get ready. Okay, get
Alright. 1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Last more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has marked the ending of the ceremony, and on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to thank all our guests and audience for witnessing and watching this special ceremony, and I wish all of us blessing days ahead. With that, I end this session with Wabillahi Taufiq wal Hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.